everyone, Steve Swartz here with militarytomillions.com. Are you relying right now on a steady paycheck and job security? I know what it's like. Absolutely, that's where I was at in about the year 2000. I had just come out of the U.S. Army. I kind of jacked around and did a couple other things, like I coached college football, small college football. I did vending machines. I had a little gift basket franchise, and I was really trying to avoid corporate America. But I ended up needing the cash flow from a job, like basically the paycheck. And so I got a job at one of the best companies at the time, Dell Computer, and I was an operations supervisor there. So I went through their training, and about 3 weeks into the job, they had their first layoff in the history of the company. Now, there was a lot of rumblings going on, there's going to be layoffs, who's going to be affected, and I was like, whoa, I didn't know. I was like, wow, man, my 3-week tour in corporate America is about to come to an end. But really, my job and where I was working, they really needed us. We were kind of like the worker bees that were building all the servers. I had the employees that were building servers, and so they needed us. However, the managers that were above me, they got smoked, man. They basically all lost their incomes. And, I had talked to these people, and they were walking around wondering what they're going to do with their futures. They didn't know if they were going to be affected, and ultimately many of them were. And they lost incomes of about $120,000, $110,000, $150,000 incomes, and poof, it's gone. Now, I'm sure a lot of them recovered and whatever, but, why put yourself up to that? Why put yourself even in that situation? And so, what could you do? Well, what I did immediately when I started at Dell, I started a home-based business. Now, I was starting at Dell. I was making about $55,000. This is in Austin, Texas, back in the year of 2000. So it'll give you some perspective on salaries and things. But I started my home business, zero, right? It was a zero. 2.5 years later, I had doubled my Dell salary, and in 2003, I quit my job there. And one of the things that really was the catalyst to that was the fact that, here you are, you could spend all this time working for a company. Do you really love what you're doing? Hey, you might love what you're doing, but does the company love you back? It's really not their job to love you back. And so, what I figured is there really was no job security. And it goes back to that Robert Kiyosaki, where basically if you want personal freedom, you have to have financial freedom. And so I listened to him. I listened to him talking about the B quadrant, where you wanted to get into a B quadrant business. I started one of those, and the rest is history. So if you're out there relying on a paycheck, I'm not against jobs. Jobs serve their purpose. That job at Dell served its purpose for a couple of years. Helped with a lot of things, insurance, all these different things. But at the end of the day, I was able to get my own insurance, and I was able to make a lot more income and give myself more freedom. So if you haven't started a home-based business, definitely don't look down on it. Look at it as a very, an incredible way for you to actually take charge of your life and take charge of your financial freedom, because that's ultimately what it's going to cost you. If you rely on a steady paycheck, if you rely on job security, there really isn't any. And I've seen this with a lot of my veteran friends over the last 15 years. Many of them made great income, but you know what? They've also jumped from one job to the next. They've been downsized, right-sized. Some of them are hiding in corporate America now, and I know they have bigger dreams than that. So if you have bigger dreams and you want to create more in your life, then my advice to you is, you can always reach out to me. I can give you some advice. If you haven't found a business that is for you, well, then reach out to me on Facebook or on my email. It's on the links below, and I'd be happy to talk to you. So again, Steve Swartz with Military to Millions, and if you're after that job security and basically that steady paycheck, start looking for some other ways to create income so you can ultimately control your future. All right, everybody, take care, and it was great talking with you. Bye-bye.